Hey guys, what's up? It's Andre coming back at you. I know it's been a little while since I've done a review. I'm working on a bunch of games right now. This game is actually a little bit older. I'm gonna say maybe like 3 or 4 years old. Nights of Azure. I'm actually doing this review right now because I just finished the first one, and I just ended up picking the second one up. So I wanted to do a quick review on it and give my, basic thoughts and impressions of the game before I do the second one. I'm going to be doing one for the Star Ocean game. I'm working on that, and The Witch and the Hundred Knight, the one on the PS4, because they have a sequel coming out, for that one in March, I believe March 16th or something like that. But Nights of Azure, I felt was a really underrated game. I kind of stayed away from it because most of the reviews seem to be really low for it, and I kind of stayed away from it, which I'm kind of upset because it's actually a pretty good title. It's a pretty much action RPG. A lot of people said that it did get a little bit repetitive. But I mean, it's a typical, hack and slash game. You level up, you level up your character and everything like that. It's pretty basic. The story starts out pretty simple, but as the game progresses, it gets a lot more in depth. I don't want to say anything and spoil anything for anybody, but it gets pretty crazy. It gets pretty wild. And it actually turned out to be one of my most favorite story developments in a game that I've played in a while. I really fell in love with the characters. The main character is named Arnis. She's a demon hunter, but she works for this organization called the Curia. And there's the Night Lord, who's the main bad guy in the game. And he comes around I know they said the number of years, but I can't remember what that was. But a priestess, a divine saint, is basically sacrificed to stop the Night Lord from basically turning the world into eternal night. And the saint in this game is Lilith. And the character development between Arnis and Lilith are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, like I said, the beginning starts off kind of, like a basic, kind of simplified storyline, but the further you go into the game, the more you learn about these characters, the more you see their characters develop and everything. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm not going to spoil anything or ruin anything for anybody. There's other characters that you meet along the way. Not too many. It's pretty much a small cast of characters. But their interactions, the communications with each other, they're actually really funny. Absolutely hysterical. The dialogue is all in Japanese, so it does have the subtitles on the bottom. Everything is all in Japanese with the original Japanese voice actors, which I thought was really cool because it gave it more of a direct feel for this type of game. The artwork in this game is absolutely beautiful. Very, very cool. The backdrops, the scenery, the character designs, very well done, very well put together. The battle system, like I said, it's pretty much a hack and slash. You do fight. Your main character does fight. She doesn't have like a ton of combos. You pretty much have, the box, square button, is light attacks, I believe. Triangle is the heavier attacks, and then you have the X button, which is a stronger attack. And then there is like a dodge. The only thing that I didn't like was there was no jump feature, which was really weird just because in most action games, like God of War, Uncharted, Devil May Cry, they pretty much always had a jump feature, which that did take a little bit of getting used to. I mean, like I said, just because I'm used to having a jump feature, but it didn't really bother me too much once I got used to it. You do have the block feature, and like I said, you do have the roll feature, so that's still pretty cool. And then you also have these they're called servants in the game, and you can have up to 4 of them at one time. You assign them to each of the face buttons. And they have, I think, a total of 20 different ones that you can get in the game. And they have attack type servants, defensive type servants, support type servants, magic type servants. And each one can be leveled up to 10. But they have a item that they can get later on in the game that allows you to get them to level 11. And also your character Arnis, you can only get her up to level 10. 10 is the max level. And you do that at the shrine. It's called the Altar of Jorth. You basically sacrifice blood, and you level up your character. Your HP goes up, your attack, your defense. And then you also unlock new skill sets, new moves that you can learn, that you can master. You also have these altar forms, like they're power forms that go for each weapon. You have 4 main weapon types. You have the sword, which is what you start off with. You get daggers. You get a crossbow, I believe it is. Well, it's like a demon hunter type crossbow, so it's not a typical crossbow. And then you get a big hammer, which is really cool, but you don't get that towards almost like the end of the game. But each weapon has a different form that once you accumulate enough points, you can use during the battle, and it does like a crap ton of damage to the enemies and everything like that. Very, very cool. Some of the bosses are very cool. Some of them are just flat out amazing. This game is very, very cool. Very underrated, I feel. The game took me about, like, I'm going to say like 21, 22 hours to beat. You do have the story mode, and while you're playing the story, like I said, you have side quests that you can do, and if you also want to grind, just to get blood, which is like currency in the game for leveling your character up, for buying other servants later in the game. You do a bunch of other stuff. You have money in the game, but you use blood more in the game than you actually use money, which was pretty cool. But it's a very, very cool game. Very cool game. You could probably beat the game if you just do the story mode and the campaign mode. You could probably beat it in like 17, 18 hours. But I did grind a little bit just because I was trying to get my character up to the max level, which I do recommend. I recommend at least level 9 for yourself, if not pushing yourself to level 10, because the final boss definitely packs a wallop. And you'll definitely see what I mean if you actually play the game and you get to the final boss. You'll be glad you got up to level 9, if not, like I said, level 10. Because this final boss definitely kicks ass. Definitely just crushes you. If you're level 8 or below, you're definitely not going to stand a chance. But like I said, very, very cool game. Honestly, in terms of graphics, it wasn't anything that was mind-blowing, but it wasn't terrible either. Graphics were pretty solid for me, especially for the type of game that it was. Character design, characters in general, I thought were very cool. This is one of the big standouts for this game, for me. Very cool. Like I said, the story definitely gets really, really good towards, like, as you keep developing into the game. Definitely one of the best stories I played, in recent games. I didn't expect to like this game as much as I did, and it definitely dug its way into my heart. I absolutely loved it. Overall, I would say this game, if you're a fan of this type of game, even if you're a fan of like anime, I would definitely say give it a try. Not too hard to understand, very, very easy to learn and pick up. And like I said, once I started playing it, I went straight through and I played it right up until I beat it. It just takes me a little while to finish games because I'm working on so many all at once. But overall, I would say this game was definitely a solid 9. Like I said, it definitely wasn't perfect, but it definitely wasn't as bad as a lot of these reviewers and other people reviewing this game made it out to be. That's actually kind of one of the reasons why I didn't get it for as long as I did, just because of that. And I'm kind of upset that I waited this long to play this game, because it is absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to actually start the second one. I'm hoping it's at least half as good as the first one. But if you guys have played this game, drop some comments below. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. You know, if you've played the sequel, what you thought about it. And I will keep you guys posted on the more games once I actually beat them. Like I said, I'm working on Star Ocean right now, and I'm going to be starting The Witch and the Hundred Knight. Probably within like the next day or two to get ready for the second one. And I'm also going to have a review for Dissidia coming up, because I am picking that up on launch day. I'm very excited for that game. But alright, I will talk to you guys later. As usual, hit that subscribe button. Tell me what you think. Like I said, I will talk to you guys later. Alright, have a good day. Later.